Lieutenant Corps. He's a U.S. Army vet. He's a police officer. He was a police officer with the village in New Hartford. He was a campus police officer at SUNY Geneseo. He was a lieutenant campus police officer for SUNY Upper Division Utica. And he worked as a private insurance adjuster. Mr. Corr has a very poignant story. Please listen to this. And it's a very, very powerful message. Thank you.
Tom, thank you very much. I'm honored to be here with all of my friends and my proud governor. Recently, I contacted the governor's office, and after exchange, I wrote essentially what follows. I told the governor I wanted to make a short message as to how I felt and a lot of others feel on the recent gun bill. I agreed to call it the SAFE Act if I thought there was any possibility that it would make New York any safer, but I know it won't. Except for the provision for the mental health, if properly implemented, I do agree with stiffer penalties for the illegal straw purchase. I want to mention, to give a little history, because last night we remembered my son, Officer Joseph D. Corr, who was killed in the line of duty 7 years ago last night. He responded to a jewelry store robbery in New Hartford outside of Utica. He and another officer arrived just before 2 of the 4 robbers were going to shoot one of the police. A petite young lady, about 100 pounds. They ran when the police pulled up. My son was involved in a high-speed chase. My son was involved with a high-speed chase that ended when we crashed the car and took off on foot. One headed to the wood line where my son gave chase and was ambushed and shot and killed. I want to add the subsequent work done by the various police agencies was amazing. But here's the real story. The 4 people involved in the robbery and murder were long-time criminals that collectively had over 100 felony arrests. Over 100. And here they are on the streets doing what they do best. In the case of one person who actually shot my son, while only 30 years old at the time of the New Hartford robbery, he already had a prior murder. About 10 years before, he was charged with murder in the first degree in a drive-by shooting in which an innocent 16-year-old girl was killed. Although charged with murder in the first degree, he plea bargained down to assault first, served 2.5 years. When the marshals caught up with him, he hit one of them, fortunately in the vest, but he was quickly killed by the police. Using now what is probably all illegal weapons. I want to mention briefly when the marshals caught up with him and they killed him, that they found out that the particular gun he was used in a homicide in Delaware a few months before to kill an individual that supposedly owed money to one of the 4. That charge has never formally been made. One of the perpetrators, after being caught at the scene, recently been released on bail for a burglary charge.